Hi, and welcome to another episode of Livius TV. I'm your host, Jason Breitkampf, and I hope you had a chance to watch our last video, which was on the real cost of college and why so many folks are concerned about that. And we talked about the cost of college, what makes up the cost of college, and why it's such a big concern to people, and that has a lot to do with how much it takes up of a yearly salary for a parent. So one of the things that helps solve the problem of the cost of college for families is the concept of financial aid. And a lot of folks struggle with the idea of what financial aid is because they hear about different aspects of it, and here's a big part of it, and this is why I wanted to talk about this. It's also a separate process. If you think about when you have a student applying to college, they fill out their college applications, maybe they use the Common App, they pick out their schools, maybe you go on school visits, maybe you do interviews, you have to write your college application essay, get your recommendations from teachers and the college or guidance counselor at your school. There's a lot of stuff that goes into putting together college applications. And for every school that you want to apply to as a high school student that is not on the Common App, that's extra work, extra supplemental essays. So the process of applying to college can be incredibly challenging and incredibly time-consuming. But then, it's not over. Even after you've finished all your applications, one of the things that you need to do is apply for financial aid. Now, even if you feel like, well, my parents, they make money. They're pretty, my dad's a lawyer, my mom's a lawyer, my dad's a doctor, my mom's a CEO. Even in that case, even if your parents have the financial wealth or wherewithal to pay for college, the idea that even a family that makes a good amount of money can just pay for college out of pocket with no aid is not exactly true. Like, imagine, we talked last time about the median household income in the United States as of 2017, according to the US Census Bureau. It was $60,000 approximately. Now imagine somebody makes twice as much because they're a lawyer or a doctor, like $120,000 a year. That sounds amazing, right? That sounds like that's a lot of money. But the average cost of tuition is $40,000 a year in the United States. And what if you're applying to a very prestigious school in the Ivy Leagues, or someplace like Stanford University or Georgetown? It could be $60,000 or $80,000 a year to go to that school. So even somebody who makes a really good living because they're a professional with advanced degrees might not be able to afford to pay for the full tuition and room and board and other costs of college. So that's where financial aid comes in. And it is an entirely separate application process. And it usually comes in at least two parts. The first part is called FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. That is a document produced by the government that opens up students to all sorts of financial aid options, especially something called grants. Now, I'm not going to explain what grants are yet. I'm going to do a whole separate episode on what grants are and how you get them. But not only that, because you're applying for financial aid through the federal government, you're able to connect your tax information relatively seamlessly to that. And that way, when you apply to colleges and you get in, they know exactly how much mom and dad made in the past year or two, and they can make really well-informed decisions about how much aid to offer you. And there are different types of aid available. And so that's where the next part of the process comes in. For each school to which a student applies, he or she has to fill out at least a single page of a financial aid application. So not only are you filling out the single big FAFSA, but you're also filling out 5, 10, maybe 15 different financial aid applications for each of the 5, 10, or 15 schools to which you apply as a student. So that process can be very time consuming, and it's in addition to your regular application process. Now, once you do apply for financial aid, and once you do hear back from colleges, usually in April of your senior year, they not only tell you whether or not they've accepted you, but if they have accepted you, they make an offer of financial aid. So what really is financial aid? Financial aid is a combination of different options to help a student pay for college. This can include the aforementioned grants. It can include scholarships. It can include student loans, and it can include something called work study. And all of this comes together to help a student pay for college. So All of this comes together to help a student pay for college. Unfortunately, this does not mean that financial aid will absolutely always cover the entire cost of college. For a great number of families, even after financial aid, colleges or universities will still expect you, the student, and or mom and dad to be able to pay for some part of college out of pocket. So oftentimes this means additional student loans for some families because that's just not an option. So we're going to go into a real deep dive in subsequent episodes on grants, scholarships, student loans, and what work study is. So if you have any questions about that, please hit us up. If you're watching this video, I want you to tell me if you like it. Hit that like button, that heart, that star, whatever you're using will let you do. But also leave us a comment. If this is on YouTube or if it's on Facebook or any other platform, leave us a comment. And if you're listening to this and not watching it because we're on the podcast, which should be rebranded to Livius Podcast, leave a comment if you can in the app of your choice, or if not, you can hit us up on Twitter. We're currently, our handle is @EndeavorPod. That will be changing to @LiviusPod shortly. So look out for that. If you do hit us up there, we get a message right away and we'll try and respond right away. But we will also include your questions and comments in the videos and give you specific answers to your questions. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like or fave, share if you can, hit that share sheet, let your friends know that we're out here. If you think it's good information, I bet your neighbors and friends would think so also. And as always, subscribe. That way you get access to the videos right away, no waiting. And as always, let's keep learning.